Good afternoon, Year 7. It's Miss Dunn here for your ASL Assembly on Friday the 12th of June. Hope you're all okay. We've had another fantastic week this week in the virtual school, and it's been lovely to see so many of you attending the live lessons and engaging in all the lessons that you've attended. So well done to you all, firstly, from myself and the Year 7 team. Today's assembly, I'm going to be talking to you about independent learning and why this is important. And that picture on there is just some key things that I want you to try and think about as we move forward into the next week ahead. So you've got to start thinking about using your initiative. So at times when you are working independently, you may struggle. You've got to use that initiative and think what is the best choice to make. That will then lead you into improving your problem solving skills and maybe being a bit more creative than you would be if you were in the classroom and you had that constant support from your teacher. And those two skills are really important as you move into the big wide world and go and get jobs, because problem solving and being creative is important in most jobs. So this is a fantastic opportunity for you to start practicing those skills now. Edit carefully and extend your work further. That's for you to reflect on your work once you've completed it. Now we've got some of the live lessons and we've got that full interaction with teachers, which we've always had. You can ask them for support and to give you some feedback, and that will help you make those changes to your work. Extending that work further is really about challenging yourself and pushing yourself to make yourself better and your standard of work better. So those 5 things is something that I want you to really have a go at next week. This assembly will also talk about the success across the year group and some key messages that I want to get to you. So first thing there, as you see on my assembly, the last 2 weeks, we're having a bit of a countdown this half term as we go to that summer term. The end of that summer term, and you finish year 7, which really scares me if I'm honest, because I can't believe that you're already at the end of year 7 and you've done your first year as an orderly student. So there is only 36 days left now. That does include the weekend as well, so actually less teaching days than 36 to go. So please make sure you make the most of those final days whilst working from home in year 7. And as it says on there, the choice is yours what you do and which road that you go down. But make sure you stay positive and never give up. Despite when those lessons are really hard and you maybe don't understand what might be going on, it's your chance to ask for help. And a lot of you at times are a little bit scared to ask for help. And if you don't, you will get stuck and you will be on the wrong pathway. So please make sure you ask your teachers, because they are there to help you. But let's really enjoy as well those last 36 days as a year 7 student, and I know I will definitely enjoy them with you. So just going back to that independent learning that I spoke to you about as I started my assembly, so some things that I want you to really think about, as well as those 5 messages on that first image, is your motivation and your resilience. And again, like I said earlier, these 2 things are vital for you as you go up to 6th form, as you go off to university, and then you go and get a job. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I was at school and I was your age and I just started secondary school, I definitely had that motivation there, because I was always really keen to impress and I was always motivated to keep working harder. However, I did struggle at times sometimes being resilient, because sometimes you do have setbacks and it's hard to pick yourself up and go again. But I'm sure all of you will absolutely be fantastic at being resilient. And because you are still young and you're in that first year of Ordersley in secondary school, this is fantastic that you're having that time to actually build these 2 important skills that will make you become amazing students, become amazing people, and be successful in life. So as we go into next week and as we move forward for the final part of the half term, please make sure you are thinking about that intrinsic motivation. And we've spoke about that before. We know that comes from inside, and that's all about you. And it's about seeing why you are doing things to keep you motivated and keep you going. You will have that extrinsic motivation from your teachers within lessons, and I'm sure you'll get that support as well from your friends and family. But it's all about what you want and thinking about why you're actually doing these things that you're doing, and looking at that end goal at the end. Your attention and focus needs to be there. So it is hard at home. I'm the same. I've got family at home with me who sometimes do take my attention away from what I'm doing. So it's about finding a space in the house where you can focus and you can work hard with what you are doing within the lesson. So try your best to make sure you stay focused and that you've got that full attention on your work. We've already spoke about problem solving at the beginning briefly, but you will be doing a lot of problem solving when you're doing independent learning at home, because you are working those problems out, you're getting that brain thinking, and that's really, really key, because that will help you as you're older, and you've already probably faced quite a lot of things that some of the older students at Aldersley have not faced before, just by working at home and being on your own and keeping yourself going and resilient. So please, even though it's hard at times, and it's hard because you can't solve what you need to solve, don't give up and keep going. And finally, just try and be optimistic. So be positive about the future and what's to come. And I want to see that across your lessons, and I want to see that across the half term. So just some key little messages I want you to take away from thinking about that independent learning. So, breaking news. As I've already mentioned earlier, we are going live. We're not going Instagram live though, even though I'm sure lots of you will know what Instagram live looks like and probably use Instagram live. Instead, we are Aldersley live, and that is taking place on Teams. And some of you have already experienced the live lesson and some of you haven't. But this is absolutely amazing. So we went live for our year 10 lessons and our year 12, and we've decided to give teachers the opportunity to go live with year 7, 8 and 9 as well. And at first, when you see live, you panic. And I did the same when they said you've got to teach live. I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Everyone can see me. And for you guys, that's one message that you need to take away. You don't have to worry about going live. You can keep your camera off. So as you click on the live lesson, you can keep the camera off. It gives you the option to keep camera off. And it's also quite good to go in there with your mic off as well, so that you don't interfere with the sound and if someone's talking. Obviously, when you're in the lesson, you will have to switch your mic on and off. So we want you to get involved in the lesson. We want to ask live questions to your teacher there and then and get the answer. And we want you to get involved in the discussion when necessary. So please keep that opportunity of going live with your vocal and your mic. Keep that opportunity available for you. Why is live lessons so great? So it's not the whole lesson. So some members of staff might only go live for 10 minutes one week, they might not go live the next, and then the week after they might do an hour as a live lesson. It depends on what the teacher feels necessary. And the teacher will go live just to give you that in-class support, and it is really like being in the classroom. And I've popped into, only yesterday and this morning, I've popped into some live lessons, and I've really, really enjoyed it. It's lovely to hear your voices, and it's lovely to see the members of staff at Aldersley as well, and see them working hard for you. So please don't be afraid about going live. It's very, very exciting, and I think it's going to be absolutely amazing in helping you and supporting you in these final parts of the half term, in those final, I think it's 5 weeks now we have left. So please make sure, if you can, you go live, and if you keep the mute off, obviously you can't hear anything, any noise in the background then, and you can just listen to your teacher who will be supporting you. Whilst we're talking about live lessons, I'm really hoping that going live will encourage a lot of you to get online more often. So the little graph there at the top is something that I watch, and Mr. Pugh and Mrs. Loads Vincent look at as well, and the senior team, and we look at your attendance as a year group. And for those of you who are online every day and in lessons, you really do deserve a massive well done, because it's absolutely brilliant. And then we've got some of you who will come on 70% of the time or 50% of the time, depending on what's going on at home. And that's something that you can improve on and try and get in more lessons. And we want you in all of those lessons where possible. But you're halfway there. But then sadly, we have got a small percentage of you who aren't logging on at all, and are not accessing these fantastic lessons. And why does that worry me? And that worries me because when you do return in September, hopefully, you are going to have missed lots and lots of content, and you're going to have missed that interaction with your teachers and your peers. So I really want to push this half term for us to be top of the attendance table, because Mrs. Sharrett and her team are still looking at your attendance and still doing those daily registers to see who is online and who isn't. And at the moment, that graph there you can see, I mean, the amount of active users only goes up to 150. We've got 210 of you in your year group, and at times that graph's been a lot higher. But this week, if you look just at June the 8th, 9th and 10th, which was Monday to Wednesday, we've been roughly getting around just over 100 of you in those lessons all day and engaging in those lessons and being active and online. And that's what that looks at. It doesn't look at every single lesson. That's just a bit of an average and pulls it all together for us. So next week, I really want us as a year group to work together to push to get that attendance higher. And I think that's going to come from you as well. So for those of you who are online, I want you to shout out about it. I want you to talk to your friends. And I'm sure all of you still keep in contact over WhatsApp and social media, and tell those friends who are not logging on how great it actually is in the virtual school at Aldersley. And you're really lucky to have that facility there, because some secondary schools don't, and we're definitely ahead of the game with that. So please really push. I know myself and the Year 7 team are constantly making contact with you at home and checking you're okay and trying to motivate you to get online. And I've put there that target of 90%, and I want that 90% attendance as we move forward throughout the half term. So now we are live, I've got this extra luxury really that's been given to us. Let's make the most of it and really motivate and encourage your friends to try and get online as much as possible. So looking at the success really from last week, looking at the most points as always, and we've got Oliver there at the top with a fantastic 1,460 points. Wow, I'm really proud of you, Oliver. Well done, working really hard in all of your subject areas. Followed closely by Laura, and then Seren, Jaspreet, Tiani, Libby, Javiria, Paige K, Sama, and then Lani. So well done to you who've made it into the top 10. Who is going to be the person who knocks Oliver off the top for next week's top points? And I'm excited to see that, because I like to see lots of new faces arriving in the top 10 for the most points. So really push and try and impress your teachers and myself and the Year 7 team. Reflection on your form points. So as a total across the school, we've still got a Year 8 form there at the top, but followed not far behind with a Year 7 form. So well done to you, 7S. You were the second best form across the whole school, and that's for the second week in a row, so well done to you with 8,990 points. And then we've also got 7Y who are in fourth place there across the whole school. So despite myself being in charge of Year 8 as well, I really do want to see lots more Year 7 forms in there. So keep pushing as an individual, and then all those points will get pushed together as your team effort for your form. So please keep working hard to get lots of those Aldersley points. Time to celebrate Students of the Week. As always, it's always really hard for me, and I find it hard to choose just one student when there's so many of you working so incredibly hard. But this week, I've gone with a student who has really impressed me in the virtual school since we've returned this half term, working incredibly hard. So I wanted to give a shout out this week to Adam. I've been really impressed with you. Your engagement in your lessons and the feedback from your teachers has been really positive. So well done to you, Adam. Head of Year Student of the Week has been chosen by Mr. Pugh, and he has been really impressed with this young lady. First impressions have been really positive. I would definitely agree with his choice as well, as this young lady's been working incredibly hard inside the lesson and also outside of lessons as well, where she's been engaging in a lot of the activities that get put upon the daily challenges and in the Aldersley staff and students group. So a big well done to Janai. Well done to you. You are the Head of Year Student of the Week this week. Time to celebrate those students who've got the school values badges when they return to school, and I know this is something that we all try and work hard for. So our first award is for Be Prepared, and that is going to Bailey. Well done to you. I've been really impressed with you. I've seen that you've been attending some of your live lessons and you've been trying your best to be online and on time in those lessons as well. So that all shows that you are trying your best to be prepared. So well done to you, Bailey. Show respect, going to a respectful student who's always polite within lessons and within the team groups, and just generally an all-round fantastic student. So well done to you, Harrison. Now you are online and you engage in those lessons. I saw you be really respectful in those lessons, so well done to you, Harrison. And then finally, that challenge yourself badge, which could go to lots of students, because lots of you are really challenging yourself at home and in lessons. But this week, myself and the Year 7 team have gone for Nicole. Well done to you, seeing a real improvement with you and your engagement online. So well done to you, Nicole. You have got the challenge yourself badge. And then just having a reflection on the week really, and looking at Twitter and what has made myself and Mr. Pugh and Mrs. Loads Vincent proud. And as I say every week, please get yourself onto Twitter. It is a fantastic app to be on, and you can see the work that's going on across your year group and across the school. So please try your best to get a Twitter account and follow the school and myself and the Year 7 team. First one there is from Mr. Berry, a tweet where he was really impressed with some of the work from Hadia, who's been working really hard in history. So well done to you, Hadia. You had a shout out the other day from Mr. Berry. A fantastic tweet there, which I loved, especially with that GIF as well from Miss Core, who was really proud of her 7A2 class yesterday, and she was really impressed with the engagement, looking at the treatment of animals in zoos, which is a great topic to discuss. So well done to 7A2, been working really hard with Miss Core. Well done to Summer. Mr. Becky gave you a shout out on Twitter and posted some of your fantastic work from geography. So well done to you, keep it up. Well done to Paige. I loved seeing this tweet. I'm a big fan of Disney, if you don't already know, from our year group team with our music challenge. But that's a fantastic drawing there of Bambi and Simba from The Lion King. I'm really envious because I cannot draw. So I know Mr. Wilkes and myself was really impressed with those drawings. Well done to you, Paige. And then some beautiful presented Spanish work from Bo, and Miss Castro definitely retweeted that and was really happy with the work produced there. Always produces fantastic work, and that was actually an incredible piece of work from this week. So well done to you, Bo. And then well done to Libby, who got involved with the Black Lives Matters challenge and was putting down some of the key words, and that was from her RS lesson. So well done to you, Libby, always working incredibly hard. And then finally, we do finish our assembly with just a quick reminder about our year group team that we've got. We've got some fantastic engagement in there. Mrs. Davis, Mr. Pugh, myself and the Year 7 form tutors are all working hard in there to keep you engaged and keeping you up to date with what's going on. As a minimum, you should all be checking into that group at least once a day. As soon as you get up, the first point of call should be to go to that Year 7 team, to watch the daily assembly and to have a look at any notices that myself or the Year 7 team have posted. So that's a minimum, and then it'd be fantastic if you could check in there at lunchtime as well. At the moment, we've had lots of fantastic quizzes and competitions going on that Mrs. Davis has kindly organised for us, and I'm really enjoying getting involved in that. And the students who are in the group are also enjoying that as well. So please try your best to log into that group daily, because there is lots of fun things going on and then important things as well. And throughout the day, you'll probably see that myself and the members of staff will be posting lots of motivational quotes and statements to keep you going, and also giving a shout out to all those students who are working really hard. So it's been lovely to speak to you today. Hopefully you've enjoyed my assembly and you've taken some key messages away from this, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week, but also seeing lots of you in those live lessons throughout the week. So enjoy your afternoon and then have a well-deserved weekend. Hopefully the weather picks up and you can get out and about and enjoy some time at home with your family and friends. So stay safe, Year 7, and speak to you soon.